Tomorrow is the reopening date for a few movie theaters, including the one here in the border city and in Wainwright. We spoke with the vice president of May Theaters on how they will be operating going forward. I'm joined here with Noel May, and he is the vice president of May Theaters. Now, a few theaters are reopening tomorrow, and some have dates later to be announced. But what are some precautions the theaters will be taking as they reopen?
We're following step in step with the provincial guidelines, so that includes stuff like having hand sanitizer at the front entrance, marking distancing out for our lobby, so like groups can stand together, but then everyone else has to be 6 feet apart. Similar to what like Canadian Tire, Walmart's, every business is kind of doing, where they have a section marked off on the floor. Our staff will all be wearing masks. We're going to try and encourage people to pay with debit or credit, just to avoid handling cash. Our online system automatically spaces out. If there's a group of or a family of four, then automatically the two seats next to them to the left and right will be blocked off, just to ensure that distancing in our theater. And yeah, that's pretty much it, along with just promoting the province's guidelines as far as making sure people maintain good hygiene. And then if you've been out of country or been in contact with anyone that might be suspected of COVID, just not to come to our location until that's taken care of.
You just mentioned that you want people to take a lot of precautions and make sure they know what they're doing kind of before they come in. So are those some of the biggest things you want customers to look out for before they come into the theater?
Yeah, well, the number one thing is just, if you're in doubt that you might have symptoms or you haven't been checked out or you've put yourself in a risk situation, we just ask that people that have put themselves in those situations stay home for the time being, just to try and minimize the spread, because that's the easiest way to do it, is by making sure those people are staying home until they are able to confirm that they don't have the virus or are able to spread the virus.
And you mentioned that if a family buys tickets, that's going to change the way that the seating is. So that means that with seating and ticket sales, they're changing a bit during the new reopening as well.
Yeah, correct. So if you buy a group of tickets with your friends, we're kind of considering the same verbiage that the province is using, where if you're in a cohort with a family, say there's a couple families that are close together and they've, interacted together, then they're comfortable buying tickets together, then by all means they can book as a group. And then, each seat on either side of them will be social distance from other groups or other people in the theater.
And will the hours be changing at all at the theaters?
No. Other than, I think last summer we had 4 p.m. matinees for a few weeks in the summer, and we won't be doing those. But your typical 2 shows in the evening and 4 on the weekend, that'll stay the same.
And right now, there's not a lot of new movies coming out, obviously. So what type of movies are going to be played at this time?
We're looking to bring back a lot of classics, and we're taking suggestions on our Facebook page. So if someone wants to send us a message and there's some classic movie they really want to see, if it makes sense, we'll try and bring it in. And then also we have some features that didn't quite get their full run when we had to close in March, like I Still Believe, and we're bringing back Sonic, which was released in February. And we're just going to try and keep, a wide variety of classic product that we think people want to see until we get those big Hollywood tentpole features back in, which is hopefully in the early half of August.
And now you and the rest of the people at May Theaters must be pretty excited that you once again are able to reopen.
Yeah, definitely. We're excited to have people back. It's been a long road in these 4 months being closed, especially since we did a bunch of the renovations and upgrades to the theater there, specifically in Lloyd. So we're hopeful that people can get back and they can feel safe and comfortable coming back to the movies. And then, we just want to try and bring stuff that people want to see, and people can go out and have a good time with their family as we try and, get back to some sense of normalcy here.
Well,
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.